2 in the East versus number 13 in the East. It is the team 3 from the bottom of the table that is favored at home. The Philadelphia Union, winners of 4 straight since the World Cup break, slight favorites over Inter Miami team that has lost 3 in a row in all competitions. Dujic is the official today, 32-year-old Canadian who made his MLS debut in 2022, and David Barry, the video assistant referee. 7th time in the Lionel Messi era these two teams have met. First time that Kevin Sullivan will be hosting Lionel Messi. Miami unbeaten, 5-0-1 in the 6 previous meetings. Since the fall of 2023 in the Leagues Cup semifinals. Underway, Philadelphia Union hosting Inter Miami from Subaru Park. A rematch of a game played almost 3 months ago down in Miami on May 24th, a 6-4 win for Inter Miami. Since then, Philadelphia has changed their manager, now an interim coach, Ryan Richter. And Philadelphia, Taylor, the team coming in the better form today. How do you see this playing out?
Well, it's a good point. Philadelphia's got the momentum, and Miami have the talent. It comes down to who wins their individual battle. What I mean by that is if Philadelphia gets this game played in transition, they've got a real good chance. If Miami dominates the game with possession and forces Philadelphia to defend a little bit deeper, not in this chaotic, high-energy style, then Miami's going to find a way to win their 9th game on the road. I think whichever the game goes, that will suit the winner tonight. And right now, Philadelphia's got all the momentum in the world.
Playing with a ton of confidence, the long throw-in dealt with by Miami. Harriel knocks it down. Damiani to Kevin Sullivan in really good form now. The 16-year-old who gets his hand a little bit too high into the face of Sergio Reguilon and is called for a foul.
That left hand just got Reguilon just right on the side of the face. But Kevin Sullivan is just a good example of how confident this entire team has been. They've won 4 games in a row. They've scored 10 goals in those games. And yet they've had 7 different goal scorers. So they've just found different ways to get back their season, to get back into the conversation. Is it still a long shot to make the playoffs? Absolutely. But there's a belief in this building, there's a belief within this club that as bad as the first half of the season went, they can turn it around, especially winning their 5th game in a row against Inter Miami at home.
7 points in 15 games under Bradley Carnell at the World Cup break. 12-4 under Ryan Richter. To legitimately get back into that playoff conversation, they're just 5 points away from the playoff line.
Casemiro's got to be big tonight. He's got to be really influential. He's going to drop deep at times. You know, you and I have done, 4 of his games. It's eerily similar to Busquets. The positions he picks up, how deep he sits in possession. They go to 3 in the back, but he's got to defend a little bit better in transition.
Casemiro starting a 6th match in 19 days. Miami playing a 6th match in 19 days. Casemiro has played every minute of the previous 5 matches. Miami does not rotate very often. These guys are going to play if there's a game. Luis Suarez, he's a little rested, serving that Leagues Cup suspension, so he did not play a Leagues Cup for Inter Miami. Here is Casemiro on the ball. Long forward for Ian Frey and too far.
What's a little surprising about this 6 games in 19 days is you're talking about a player that's coming off the World Cup as well, right?
He's not had a break.
No. And that's where I think Casemiro may have shown some heavy legs, but tonight, so far from what I've seen, it looks like they're going to operate with him as a 3rd center back, but have the freedom to step into the midfield. And that's a similar role that they use with Busquets, especially during those runs when they were struggling to defend, to struggle to grind out results. The game against Nashville was very apparent that if Miami doesn't have the ball, they're going to struggle to win games because they struggle to defend in space.
Wagner floating forward. He lost ski behind Lujan. Over the head of Oil stepping forward to win it back. Vasilev tried to nutmeg Bright. Didn't come off. Hot under a lot of pressure. Goes back to Dane St. Clair, making his first start since that match on May 24th. Coming out of the World Cup break, Guillermo Hoyos, Inter Miami's head coach, went with Rocco Rios Novo. Philadelphia lose it. Reggie Lowe, too strong for Kevin Sullivan. And so on the bench since the World Cup break for Dane St. Clair the last 7 games, but Rios Novo, a couple high-profile mistakes, including on Saturday in Nashville, and it's back to the defending goalkeeper of the year, Dane St. Clair.
Well, and I expect a different Dane St. Clair to show up. But go back to this opportunity from Philadelphia moments ago. Kai Wagner's vision, his ability to stretch the field, it makes the field wider, naturally left-footed. He's been their best chance creator over the past 4 seasons. So to bring him back, Ilofsky and Damiani and everybody else going forward, they know they've got an opportunity to surprise Miami with little clip balls over the top.
Little sojourn to Birmingham for Kai Wagner, sold to Birmingham City on January 2nd, where he played pretty much every match that he was available in the second half of the season in the championship, and then brought back on July 17th, back home, so to speak, to Philadelphia. His 8th season now for the Union, now as a designated player. But both these teams know what it meant to lose such an important piece at left back in the offseason. Wagner and Jordi Alba, I think unquestionably the 2 best, at least attacking left backs in Major League Soccer. And Philadelphia getting Wagner back has made a big difference since the World Cup break.
Well, to that point, Reguilon's got 1 goal, 0 assists. What is it, 18, 19 games into the season?
He's only played 9. He's dealt with injuries throughout the year. But
I did the first 9 games last year, Jordi Alba had 11 goal contributions. There you go.
Suarez gets it poked away from behind, and Frey was offside. The flag is raised. Ryan Richter is the interim head coach for the Philadelphia Union. He's a Philly guy through and through from Warminster, played college at LaSalle. Took over right at the beginning of the World Cup break when Philadelphia parted ways with Bradley Carnell. Guillermo Hoyos, also a mid-season change for Inter Miami, taking over on April 14th for Javier Mascherano. He is the full-time head coach for Inter Miami. Inter Miami had a difficult time getting that ball in, and they give it away, but then Westfield gives it right back.
Well, you can tell early on in this game that Miami's trying to slow the game down, be very deliberate in possession, the way they set up. Maybe just trying to throw a little bit of a curveball to Ryan Richter and the Philadelphia Union. And yet, I would say 9 minutes in, one, this game's already disappointing because didn't we have like 6 goals by the time at least? But all kidding aside, Ryan Richter's had this team ready for this. And so they are sitting in this little bit of a mid-block and almost asking for the space of Miami to open up behind and try to turn them over.
One of the changes Ryan Richter said he made was being just a little more conservative in their press, not going all out all the time. A little nuance as Messi's on the ball really for the first time tonight. Cutting inside. Leo Messi finds Reguilon through. Reguilon clipping it in. Wagner high into the air, but not clear. Blake's got to come and punch. Right clipping it back in. Not offside. I think the call And one of the players inside the box at Miami when Blake came out to punch away.
Well, part of what Philadelphia is thinking is you don't want to get into a game that's end-to-end for 90 minutes because the talent oozes through Inter Miami in those situations. So much of it Messi and Suarez. And when they lost the game 6-4, it was that kind of game. Yeah, you scored 4 goals on the road, but Andre Blake and company, you're just desperate to try to defend and make saves, and you gave up 6. So the conservative approach tonight is to try to limit those opportunities for Messi in Miami.
Suarez battling with the young Neil Pierre. There in the middle. Get it back to Harry on now Blake. Now Kevin Sullivan forward. Ricky Westfield. Westfield looking for Tommy. Against his former team, Indiana Vassilev opens up the scoring. Philadelphia's flying. 1-0.
Simpatía que tratar en Messi, vive. Messi insisting.
Well, Richter took over the Philadelphia Union and he simplified things. Be aggressive when we defend, but when we go forward, don't go forward. Go forward with a purpose. Pierre stepped into the midfield, gets Westfield in behind. That is a wonderful ball whipped in. And there's not one, but 2 runners inside the box. The second runner for Vassilev. My word, who changed Philadelphia in 6 weeks? His name's Ryan Richter. It's 1-0, 11 minutes in here in Philadelphia.
What a difference this Philadelphia Union team is after the World Cup break. Winners of 4 straight in MLS. And now taking an early lead against Inter Miami. Now, of course, they did take an early lead against Inter Miami on May 24th down at New Stadium. They went up 2-0 within 10 minutes. And here they come, looking to do the same. A lost escape towards Vassilev. Frey there defending. Vassilev still has it. Wagner behind Kevin Sullivan. Falcone can't clear it. Ends up with Reguilón.
I mean, the principles of play are still there. React when you lose the ball, try to put immediate pressure on it, but it's a little more concerted when they go forward, a little bit more pragmatic.
And Ryan Richter said before it was so wide open and so wild. He said we still want to be really aggressive, a little more disciplined.
Yeah, but when you have good players, allow them to play, allow them to take a breath. I think that's part of the misunderstanding regarding this Philadelphia Union team is they've got soccer players. They've got players that can play and keep possession, but they've also got the integrity of putting teams under pressure. You saw that great example of the goal. They win possession. Hoyos and Miami still really struggling to defend in space. And here we are. They're down 1-0, 14 minutes in.
And now a big difference is Kai Wagner over these set pieces. You see Kevin Sullivan awaiting, but really the target's got to be the 6'7" Neil Pierre, the 18-year-old, just a monster on these set pieces. Wagner just flipped this to the back post. It's knocked into the middle. Oh, somehow, with Pierre and Kevin Sullivan both there, they're unable to put it in. And then a wild slide and a miss from Jean-Jacques. Now direct to Pinter over Vassilev. Blake out of his area, heads away.
I'm confused how it's not 2-0. Both Kevin Sullivan and Pierre were wide open 6 yards out, and they both missed it.
Philadelphia take it away. Alofsky turns, comes forward, leaves for Sullivan. Kevin Sullivan, a little clip. Vassilev's got room. He settles, drives it across off of Frey. Now back to Wagner. Talk about time and space. Kai Wagner with all the time in the world. Dangerous ball into the near post. Dealt with by Casemiro.
They're just too deep. Miami is so deep with Casemiro defending almost as a sweeper. There's no Segovia. There's no Yannick Brandt. The wide defenders in Reguilón or in Frey, they're completely invisible right now. No pressure on the ball. Very easy for Philadelphia to play the game at their tempo.
They're defending in a 5-3-2 at the moment.
Well, the first thing I noticed 20 seconds in was how deep Casemiro was playing. They're playing 5 in the back.
Wagner. Patient. Vasilev leaves it. Bueno. Vasilev slips it forward. Damiani gets it back. Iloski. Loose touch.
Oh, brilliant from Heriel.
Wagner now. Leaving for Vasilev. Philadelphia all over Miami. To the back post. St. Clair strong to catch. This exclusive NetCam replay is brought to you by AT&T.
Well, this was the set piece from Kai Wagner. It's perfectly placed. I said 6 yards out. That's maybe 3 yards out, and both Pierre and Kevin Sullivan completely whiffed.
Więc koniec na paki nie przygnane psaki mieć.
Jake from there, Miami, in multiple ways, in transition and on set pieces.
On je odpětčí. A ten kapela Philadelphia, no, Philadelphia.
Easily dealt with by Philadelphia.
A ho máme si, teče.
Damiani does well to hold off Casemiro and go back to Vasilev. Wagner out for a throw from Lujan. Wagner. Again, Lujan heads away. Hinter trying to drive forward. Bueno gets a touch. Westfield settles. Sullivan isolated with Reguilón. Sullivan chops it back.
Hasi very nara kuti lutme nara.
Thought he drew a foul. Philip Dujic thinks otherwise.
Ndakala chenso regala sana.
Kevin Sullivan just trying to cut and get by Reguilón, and then Segovia comes over here. Reguilón was a little frustrated with the crowd getting up on their feet, cheering the little cutback. The 29-year-old reminding the 16-year-old that the game's a little bit different, but I think Reguilón may have gotten away with a foul.
Ryan Richter likes that confidence in Kevin Sullivan, loves his mentality. So that's the most impressive thing about him, his ability to block everything out and focus on what he wants, which is to be the world-class player that many have predicted he would become for years, since he was 14 years old.
Well, that word world-class is thrown around way too easily. Kevin Sullivan's got a long way to go, but this year so far, he has shown evolution. He has shown the ability to get into games. I met him at a very young age with the All-State MLS Next All-Star game, and you could tell there's a little bit of dog in him. But we just got to be mindful. He is 16, and how many names have we talked about throughout the years in MLS and U.S. soccer? And sometimes we put the cart before the horse, but there's something different about Kevin Sullivan, that's for sure.
When you are called the best 14-year-old in the world, that is the pressure put on you, right? The expectations put on you to get to that level.
Well, and that was said by Man City, nobody else, right? So it's a big difference if I say it or if Manchester City says it, and that's the point.
Give yourself some more credit.
Yeah, I don't think so.
He will join Manchester City when he reaches 18 years old.
No.
Turns 17 next month, so still some more time for Kevin Sullivan here in Philadelphia, where he has really taken a step in the past several months.
Pali, Horace bara. Ana Horace bara. Ega portan.
Jatkopelit natin.
Disaster defending from Inter Miami at the moment.
Sino
And
nakapalata
still there
rin
for
din?
Philadelphia, all the way across and into St. Clair.
Kapag-touch ko yung palata rin din.
Sinclair na.
I mean,
Oh,
the defending's at
that's
midfield.
Sinclair na.
Midfield.
Patay.
So as this ball's played forward from here, I have no idea what Falcone is thinking. Falcone sliding in to defend Kevin Sullivan and allows Damiani completely wide open onside on a breakaway from about 60 yards out.
That's a big moment from Dane St. Clair in his return to the starting
Ako
lineup.
na yung kalabati.
Didn't have a lot of those in the first part of the season. So there's Pinter now for Miami into Segovia trying to turn. Not clear. Pinter, Lionel Messi clipping it. Suarez knocking it across.
Baba! God! Baba, Peter! Baba! Baba!
One goal for Inter Miami. It's Dan.
Baba, Peter! Baba, Peter!
It's wild. What's so wild is no matter how many times I watch these two play, 21 minutes in here in Philadelphia, they've done nothing. Miami's had nothing. And all they need is one chance. Ball clipped over the top.
Surunet pas, to jest pesar.
Perfect pace.
Messi to jest
Suarez
Surunet,
can hit
to
it first time
to jest printerin.
to the 19-year-old homegrown on the back post for his first MLS regular season goal, assisted by Suarez and Messi. You'll never forget your first. Pinter says thank you very much. Messi, Suarez, Miami back in
Sa
the
helikopter
Ito,
lecą.
guys. Yan lang.
Printer na.
What a fun start here in Philadelphia. The Union all over Inter Miami for 20 minutes.
So they've been all over him. And
Baba!
go back to that Kevin Sullivan Pierre chance where it should have been 2-0. Go to the breakaway from Damiani. That should have been
Araç seçim
their
böyle.
second goal. The one thing you cannot do against Miami is not take your chances. Philadelphia, unequivocally, the better team 20 minutes in, should have more than one goal. They give up one chance, and here we are at a 1-1 game.
And that has been the issue for Bruno Damiani, who over the past 2 seasons, since joining Philadelphia, has the second worst expected goal efficiency in Major League Soccer. That's his expected goal number minus his actual goal number. And that's going to make it worse. That missed breakaway a moment ago. He did score twice against New York City on Sunday. But he's a guy who's missed a lot of really good chances while in Philadelphia.
Yeah, but to your point, Jake, it's not just him, it's them as a whole. They've created a ton of chances when you dive into the analytics and the quality of chances they get there. Philadelphia just has not been clinical enough.
Lusky leaves Vasilev, spinning, finding Wagner. No, he doesn't. It's behind him. Wagner needed it further forward.
Wagner na. Kompozytor Wagner.
These two teams met 3 years ago in this building, Leagues Cup semifinals. Leagues Cup continues August 25th and 26th with the Leagues Cup quarterfinals 2026. So you can book their place to the last 4 and purchase your tickets now at leaguescup.com. Both Philadelphia and Miami did not advance past phase 1. They approached that final game very differently. Philadelphia rotating everybody out so they could have total fresh legs in the return to MLS play on Sunday against New York City, a match that they won in come from behind fashion, 3-2 at Yankee Stadium. Miami, again, like we said, they really don't rotate, and perhaps some heavy got to them in Nashville as
Falta!
push on Frey.
Falta!
Play on, says Philip Duyich, goal kick, Philadelphia Union.
Well, Messi was just waiting for Ian Frey to get there, but Kai Wagner gambled a
Then
little bit in expecting that Ian Frey was just going to make it to him, so he got a head start on Ian Frey, and it was just two fullbacks getting after it and defending in a clean moment. Messi's been very demonstrative to the midfield since the tying goal, asking them and showing them with his hands to play a little bit further up the field, but also be more compact when Suarez and he go forward to press. Like, look at the space between
Evet,
Segovia
şarjı.
and Casemiro. That's 40 yards between your center back and midfield.
And the back heel from Casemiro to Segovia as Miami does finally got to win that second ball off to the long ball forward.
But I don't care how good you are in possession. You've got to be much more in sync and cohesive in your defensive line. And if the back line can't go up that far, then Suarez and Messi,
Leo.
they've got to drop
Frey.
deeper into the midfield.
Frey. Vamos.
Stillian Frey. Jan Suarez, Pinter. Segovia. Suarez back to Segovia.
Vamos.
Ends up with
Falta.
over to Messi. Messi cutting onto his
Leo.
left.
Leo. Vamos. Vamos, Leo. Vamos, Leo Messi. Leo Messi. Golazo. Vamos. Vamos, Leo. Vamos. Vamos, Leo. Leo Messi. Vamos.
So often in his life.
Well, look at him right after scoring the goal. He's having a conversation with Ian Frey. So they have a better understanding of when to time that overlapping move that we saw 30 seconds before this goal. But this is ridiculous. The space and everything that Miami find, I want you to see and watch Philadelphia's defensive shape. It's good. It's clean. Is there a foul here in Segovia? Yes. Rafael's play on, but watch. Kai Wagner slides over, but how quickly he loses his defender in the extra time. A little bit late, and he uses Ariel in front of Andre.
Vamos, Leo.
A little bit of
Vamos.
and how many times have we seen that? Over 900 times in that man's career. Jorge's watching down with a big smile on his face. 2-1. They're in Miami.
His 13th goal of the MLS regular season as he chases another goal boot and looks
Leo.
like that. From 1-0 Philadelphia as
Vamos.
as they could have hoped for to
Vamos, Leo.
2-1 Inter Miami in just about 5 minutes. Sullivan takes it off of Suarez. Draws a foul this time.
Well, the belief that's been reinstilled into this defending Supporter Shield winner, Philadelphia Union, having won 4 in a row. You're going to find out right now going into halftime. How much do they really believe their season's turned around? Kai Wagner has shown up. He's been dangerous. He's been good. Same set piece here, but tying goal going into halftime would do wonders for this team. Very quickly, this place got quiet, didn't it? It did. It was buzzing for 20 minutes, and Philadelphia were giving them reason to buzz. Can they get that back? They'll try here on the set piece.
Gdzie data, żebyś to przeczytałeś, ci ma nową bejraną.
Neal here, already 2 goals. Is Zalewski in back post. O'Hara missed it. The flag was raised. He was offside. So Philadelphia, who were favored to begin this match, and then took the lead, justifying that win probability. Now the update with Miami taking the 2-1 lead, of course, in favor of Inter Miami. But this is a matchup that produced 10 goals, tied for the second most in a single game in the history of this league.
We're 3 through 30.
I know, we're on pace for 9.
We're on pace for 9.
Hey, with added time, we're probably on pace for
Right
10.
there.
Maybe here's the 4th. Sullivan over to Olowski. Falcone knocks it off Olowski. It'll be a Miami throw.
They're just not used to Miami losing possession that easily. They've shown that a little bit. And they really can't afford it because they're not great defending in space and in transition. So They've got to be a little bit cleaner in possession.
They control
Well,
now.
yeah.
Messi
Baba.
makes
Well,
his way to Segovia. Reguilon
Reguilon Lavich.
floating it into the box. Blake backpedaling and catching.
Reguilon.
Difficult ball for Neil Pierre to deal with under pressure.
Uh-huh.
Miami win it back. Right, a little flick towards Suarez. Pierre now heads forward. Vasilev takes off Casemiro, holds off Casemiro, slides to Iloski. Iloski cutting inside over to Vasilev. Vasilev to Kevin Sullivan. Sullivan in towards Iloski, left for Sullivan. It was blocked. This will be a corner for Philadelphia.
Well, I thought Sullivan should have hit it first time. He took that extra touch when Iloski and Damiani kind of wide to him. But in any Inter Miami game, when you go up against them, you're going to find chances. You're going to find opportunities because they will expose themselves in space. Kai Wagner and company have seen that so far 31 minutes in.
Wagner, 4 assists in 4 MLS matches since returning to Philadelphia. We'll have to wait a moment. Philip Dujic telling Bruno Damiani and Yannick Wright to be careful. Well, grappling continues. Still waiting. Now, Wagner looking for Vasilev around the Westfield. Down off the post. Maybe off Reguilon.
I think it was Reguilon.
Yeah, and into the arms of Dane St. Clair. Close again for Philadelphia. And so often, it's the story for Miami. Chance after chance for Philadelphia. Just 1 goal. 2 chances, 2 goals.
Hey.
It's 2-1, they lead.
Yeah, but at what point are you concerned if you're Miami defending?
Ja, det är skjutfastor,
Right. It's. I mean, I know they're completely competent and confident in winning games 4-2, but I don't know if you need to have that kind of stress for all of them.
Guillermo Hoyos acknowledged that to us, saying they have to find their defensive balance. This is how close it was to being 2-2. Yeah, it was regular.
Yeah, it's Reguilon, almost identical to Paul Rothrock on Sunday when you and I did Seattle-Vancouver. It's just players defending next to their goalkeeper, not leaving the post, making sure they do their individual task. But every set piece so far for Philadelphia has been dangerous. And that's going to be alarming for Miami.
Guillermo Hoyos said the defensive balance has to match our attacking game. We're going to keep working towards that objective. The objective specifically, he said, keeping a clean sheet. Well, that went out the window 10 minutes into this game. But they are wide open. I mean, they have conceded more than 2 goals a game under Hoyos. They've scored over 2.5 goals a game under Hoyos. Must watch, if nothing else. Comparison is presented by Celsius, Pure Passion, and Maximum Energy with 0 sugar. Well, Leo Messi only has 12 touches. He only needed a few of those to give Miami the lead.
2 of those 12 end up an assist and a goal, so it just shows you how quickly He turns the game. Pulaski needs one chance and he'll bury him. He is that kind of center forward. He's clinical. He's got great instincts. I think Kevin Sullivan's he's correct on that. I felt like that ball went out on Ian Frey. Sullivan thinks so.
Ale ci genacy lat.
Miami throw.
Manchester City. O większą nie jak numer. Manchester United i fanata.
John Shock. Kevin Sullivan. Saved.
Jean-Jacques Stia. Jean-Jacques. Kanada'ydı.
Just wonder if you're Ryan Richter and you've now watched 35, 36 minutes. Do you recognize that there's no vertical threat for Miami? So do you try to squeeze them a little bit more? You know, Messi and Suarez aren't going to run vertical and run behind you. They're going to calculate in possession and find the spaces. Pinter may be the only real threat that can run in behind him. We haven't seen a ton of that. And so I just wonder if he looks at it, and maybe at halftime they look at it and say, maybe we squeeze him a little bit further off the field.
Miami win it. They can break numbers.
Vamos, Pinter! Vamos, Pinter!
Messi in the middle. Pinter off of
Pinter!
Charlie, right for Inter.
Big block by Nathan Harriel. Missed opportunity for Inter Miami.
Per Inter.
Sullivan cutting inside. Bueno. Wagner. Jesus Bueno. Stanley Jean-Jacques will try it and send it well over.
Jesus Bueno.
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 Sí, de ser.
Jesus Bueno.
Sí.
The Formula One World Championship returns from the summer break for the Dutch Grand Prix. Kimi Antonelli leads the Drivers' Championship as the battle for the title resumes. Watch the race live. This match started like a Formula One race. I mean, man, Philadelphia was flying. They found their goal. They remained all over Miami until Inter Miami leveled the match. About 20 minutes into it, through Leo Messi. Philadelphia give it away. Casemiro, Messi, handball on Harriel.
Messi voting.
Messi quickly to
Can't allow that to happen.
Lucha almost made its way to Messi. Too unselfish.
It is mind-boggling to me. The ref blows the whistle. Go stand on the ball so Leo Messi cannot play a quick free kick. Yeah, it's as if players, when they go up against Miami and Messi,
Grazie. Oh!
it's like a deer in headlights. Just stand on the ball. Little things go a long way in limiting his impact on the game. I mean, the ref blew the whistle, and Messi picks up his head, he plays Pinter in on a quick free kick. Those are little things you can control when you go up against Miami.
Wagner down the line. Vasilev, the intended recipient, but Lujan gets there first.
Yeah, but now look at the pressure from Philadelphia. They're squeezing Miami, recognizing that both Suarez and Messi, everything's in front of the back line. Pinter's really the only runner, and he's completely out of the picture here in this throw-in.
Well, Leo. No. No.
Another handball off of Harriel.
In foreign.
Philadelphia were center backs were 10 yards into Philadelphia's attacking half. Defending that throw. Miami has settled into the game a little bit, though, with their possession. Really struggled to maintain the ball for the first 15, 20 minutes of this game. It's been a lot better for them since. Pinter trying to give
Pinter.
a pass field, and he
Vamos,
dumps
Pinter.
the ball from Suarez.
Vamos.
Still going.
Pinter!
All the way to the end line. Wins a corner.
What an individual
Oh,
effort
Pinter.
that was from Daniel Pinter. And again, if you're not going to press Miami, they'll play through.
Vamos, Pinter.
Good little combination up, back, and through. Pinter
I
gets it
think
on.
they
Westfield does a good job of recovery and defending inside his own 18, but Pinter did a really good job of combining off of Suarez and getting in behind.
Messi to take this corner.
Yeah.
Strong header away from Neil Pierre. Casemiro. Pierre steps up in front of Suarez. Forward for Ilowski. Oh, St. Clair way off his line. Sends it way into the crowd. Or way forward at least. These are the team benches built by the Home Depot. The veteran Alejandro Bedoya available. Back from his ACL injury as it's given away.
Vamos, Leo! Falta! Leo!
Just outside of the
Oh.
This will be a free
Offside?
kick for Inter Miami.
Vamos, Leo!
Extremely
Vamos.
dangerous territory
Oh, vamos.
for Leo Messi.
Is Messi already going down, or does Kai Wagner kind of come through him? Kai Wagner felt like Messi went down fairly easy, but in a spot, the last spot, other than a penalty spot.
Vamos, Leo! Vamos!
To Miami.
Vamos, Leo!
Wagner was shown a yellow card for stopping the promising attack. Maybe a little bit of both. Wagner going through him. Messi knew it was coming.
Andre Blake immediately
Vamos,
came
Leo.
out to his
Vamos.
players to make sure they set up the wall. Because you also have to have the conversation, do you jump or
Vamos,
not?
Leo! Vamos!
See, with a player like Messi, you've got Pierre, Jean-Jacques, you've got a couple of guys with height that if I'm Blake, I'm telling them don't jump.
And Neil Pierre doesn't need to jump. I mean,
No, but
him
you don't.
standing still is what most
At
people
this
Jump on
distance,
it,
what is it?
listen.
19 yards, maybe. Let the wall do its job. Blake covers the other half of the goal, and you cross your hands and say your prayers.
Here we go. Messi,
This is
19
the
yards
other
from Andre Blake.
Shot multi-kapatın. Cepte kaynasını.
It
Nere?
is
Leo!
Messi, it is into the wall. Pinballs around, and it's cleared by Philadelphia.
Vamos!
Shock had chances to send the ball forward and instead loses it. Miami still have it. And they'll keep possession now.
Nere demiş? Çarak hava sekerler. Floridan'da mı?
Both these teams back in action on Saturday. Miami will host Toronto. They've got 3 in a row at New Stadium. Down in South Florida, Philadelphia away at Austin FC. Secure your seats. MLSsoccer.com.
Vamos, Segovia. Vamos.
Forward to Segovia, turning, trying
Ah,
to
voilà.
Bueno there.
Masa.
Gets around Pinter. Bueno with a lot of time. Through for Damiani, but Bright's got that covered.
Vamos.
Reguilon.
Ora pastor ay Regulon.
Jean-Jacques
Yeah.
possessed by Jean-Jacques. There will be a minimum 4 minutes of added time in what has been a very entertaining first half at Subaru Park. Indiana Vassell have opened the scoring for Philadelphia.
Baro na.
Pinter, Leo Messi
Baro.
also had the assist on Pinter's goal. Brought Miami back in front.
Vamos, Frey.
Now we
Baba.
Messi making a
Baba. Leo.
You can see why so many scouts are just salivating over Pierre and his profile. He started the goal for Philadelphia. He's defended in 3 or 4 critical moments well.
Eloski a heavy
Baba.
touch.
Vamos, Cassie.
Ora
You
kay
have to
Casemiro.
remind yourself that Pierre's 18.
Wala na yara.
Vamos, Lucho. Lucho.
Chase.
Pero ya Lucho
2
yan
on
man.
4. Suarez and Messi. And Suarez puts it on.
Vamos, Leo.
Ay, good.
It's fouled by Messi.
Chetze botawaną
Ariel does a
czwarta
good job. Westfield does a good job. Westfield
Water
does a
tested.
good job. Messi coming on. That's a yellow, if you ask me. I mean, he's sideswiping him, just kicking him. It's a yellow.
Not shown, only one in the match so far, Kai Wagner.
Inne bütçe uzun prosto. Bir karat Selam. Kate kukar.
Bueno. Kevin Sullivan. There's the step overs, trying to get past Ian Frey. Frey defends it well. But it is a corner for the Union. Wagner just floats this one in. Westfield high into the air. Suarez clears it. Wagner knocks it down to Elofsky. Elofsky looking near post. St. Clair lets it go wide.
Well, this game's far from over because you just get the sense that Miami's not completely comfortable defending this lead. And Philadelphia really has a chip on their shoulder. Yes, they lost this game in Miami 6-4, but the way the early part of the season went, particularly in this building, they may be going into halftime down 2-1, but there's going to be a belief and a chip on their shoulder. Richter will change a few things for them.
Just tiempo, hela.
I'd be shocked if there isn't a few goals in the second half. It's just the game is too open for either team to really come into the second half and try to shut it down.
No, Bright.
Shot follows Bright.
Jean-Jacques. Pardon, ma Jean-Jacques widzę.
Guillermo Oils and Miami not in a hurry to get this ball back in play. Oils, I think, will be quite pleased with his team's response to the opening 20 minutes of this game. Segovia fouls Pierre.
But I think I speak for all the
Yeah.
Miami fans watching this game.
Yeah.
This has not
Yeah.
shown a
Yeah.
real clean ability to change the game of subs, and he's waited too long at times.
Vamos.
So this second
Vamos.
match is going to be
Vamos, Inter.
very interesting.
Vamos,
for him.
Inter.
How does Miami deal with the lead on the road?
Inter, Miami.
Eh.
Vamos, Inter. Vamos, Inter.
Can they get back into it?
Sì.
Libero peccato, no? Cioè, smentite non sa Paolo Diego.
First half here at Subaru Park. Halftime report coming up on Apple TV.
Vamos. Vamos, Leo.
Progress is always the goal. The game recognizes game. The Summer of Audi is here. Score exceptional offers during the Summer of Audi sales event at your local Audi dealer.
There are lots of experts out there who might know tax strategy or maybe agentic AI, but they don't know you. That you live in LA, but you're a secret Boston fan. That you are seen as the voice of reason in the C-suite. And that before a big meeting, you're going to have an epiphany. The reason to work with Deloitte isn't just what we do, it's how we do it. Deloitte, together, makes progress.
At RBC Wealth Management, we know you have ideas for your future. Ideas that can have you taking more time off or putting more time in. They could mean more peace and quiet or more fun and games. Ideas you can drive or that drive you. From settling in to living it up, what ideas will you bring to life? No more with RBC Wealth Management.
I'm ready. I'm making a sweater for my grandson, but I don't want the needles to be too big. What do you think?
If you go up, it's gonna get kind of baggy.
Although baggy is very popular now,
It
don't you
sure
think?
is.
I know,
It
right?
is.
Okay, what's your name, sweetheart? I forgot.
You can just call me ChatGPT.
Chat GPT.
Yeah, that's me.
Welcome to the Audi halftime report. First game. I think there'll be a second game for this crew. They got a good first half, an entertaining one here at Subaru Park. Inter Miami 2, Philadelphia 1. Philadelphia opened the scoring, and Miami came back to take the lead. It was 11 minutes in, Taylor, with Philly all over Miami to start. Indiana Vasilev, the former Inter Miami player, opens the score.
They were very aggressive going forward, and with a real purpose. Pierre had stepped into the midfield and played the ball forward to get Westfield in behind, and I love the ball that he whips in. You need secondary runs getting on the end of crosses. Vasilev gets it to the back post, and he finishes the play out. But anytime you go up against Miami, you cannot allow these two time and space to pick out a pass, and it's just brilliant combination. Messi clips it to the back post, textbook header from Suarez, and the first MLS regular season goal of his career. Daniel Pinter, 19 years old, it's 1-1.
How about that? For Messi to Suarez, he's going to keep that ball. I don't know if that's a thing in soccer, but, he'll want to.
Well, he's going to have that story for the rest of his
Yes,
life.
he will. A
But
few
this
minutes
is
later,
just- it's
Messi.
vintage. It's vintage Leo Messi. You feel like you've got him contained, and yet you don't want him to go left. He goes left. He takes an extra touch. Both Union defenders are off-footed. And Miami leads 2-1 going into halftime.
Those were Inter Miami's first 2 shots of the first half. They only had 3. The other one was Messi's free kick from the top of the box a few minutes before halftime. Philly with 9 shots. They led in expected goals. They had many missed opportunities. We'll talk about those in the next segment of the Audi halftime report. Ryan Richter and the Union will feel maybe a bit disappointed that they're not leading right now.
But knowing Ryan, he's probably going to be positive that they've got 9 shots and that they've had 4 real clear opportunities. One of those shots they didn't even connect on, and the fact that it was Pierre and Kevin Sullivan inside the 6-yard box. And so I think that's going to be the message at halftime.
The top scorers are presented by Audi. Leo Messi's 13th goal of the season in the first half. He is now 1 behind Petar Musa of FC Dallas in the Golden Boot race. Nico Fernandez Mercado also on 13. And Hugo Kuipers, who is now on CF Monterrey, still on 13. Guillermo of Houston on 12, and many others on 12. This is going to be an absolutely incredible Golden Boot race. There are so many players on 10 goals or more at this point in the season. Going to be a fun race towards the end, and of course, Leo Messi wants to defend his Audi Golden Boot. Those are the top scorers presented by Audi, official automotive partner of Major League Soccer. Indiana Vasilem scored his 3rd goal of the season. It was a big one to put Philadelphia up 1-0. Miami came back to make it 2-1. We'll take a look at Philadelphia's missed chances when we return from Philadelphia.
An invitation to the feeling of a life well designed. The invitation to Lexus Summer Sales Event.
What does it take to be the greatest of all time? It's not just leaving defenders chasing shadows or turning goalkeepers into statues. It's making your team, your sport, and everything around you better. Here's to the greatest of all time.
Today's the day.
The fire, the flare, the ball in the air, the band, the move, the blend, the smooth. The Jameson thing, scoring the break. Jameson, it's what you bring. Official whiskey of Major League Soccer.
The unique energy of a Sunday night. Ideal for calm music, whispers, stargazing, reflection, and a relaxed environment. Sunday nights were made for this.
Welcome back to the Audi halftime report. Yeah, there's a mix of pink and the Philadelphia blue and gold colors here at Subaru Park, as always, and everybody got a nice show in the first half. Inter Miami leading Philadelphia 2-1, coming from behind to take that lead. Let's look around MLS on a full slate of games On this Wednesday night, Cincinnati, New York City, 1-1 as are Columbus and Montreal. Reds up 2-0 in D.C. Red Bulls and Nashville are scoreless. Chicago up 1-0 in Orlando, that game in a delay. Charlotte 2, Toronto 1. Good rivalry. Cincinnati or St. Louis and Kansas City just underway. Big ones tonight as well. How about Vancouver and Houston? That's 1 versus 2 in the Western Conference. Taylor, Philadelphia will be ruling these missed chances in the first half. It could be, maybe should be, much more than 1.
Absolutely. 3 yards out, Kevin Sullivan and Pierre Whiffing, and then a breakaway from Damiani because Falcone decided to chase a player 80 yards from goal. Those 2 opportunities, if one, if not both go in, you're looking at 2-3-0 lead. Then Miami's up against it. Because you don't take those chances.
It's exactly what we need.
The quality on the other side only needs a half a chance. And now Suarez, Messi.
That's exactly what we need, dude. Big
into this. But what's very surprising to me is Messi's playing right wing. Yeah. Daniel Pinter's playing left wing. That stood out to me when we looked at that at halftime.
Daniel Pinter, Sergio Reguilon, that's who the Miami attack is going to on that left side tonight.
Now, in fairness, the first goal for Miami, right? Messi plays it to Suarez on the left, so it is what it is.
It's worked for Inter Miami as they lead 2-1.
With Messi 27% of the time, it works every time.
Work tonight, 13th goal of the season. Messi has Miami ahead. Second half pick when we come back.
At RBC Wealth Management, we know you have ideas for your future. Ideas that can have you enjoying the moment or owning the moment. They can bring investment opportunities or opportunities to invest in yourself. Ideas that can have you doing good or feeling great. From following your passion to making your passion work for you. What ideas will you bring to life? Know more with RBC Wealth Management.
On match days, you show up ready. Whether it's conquering the elements or the reassurance you made the right call, your confidence never wavers. Continental Tire, the smart choice in tires.
Every Walmart Plus member knows free delivery means unexpected guests of any size are not a problem.
Carl looks like he can eat.
He's a machine. This is why I'm a Walmart Plus member. Groceries delivered free today.
So you guys seeing what I'm seeing?
Corny makes me sneeze. Good thing pharmacy delivery is free too. Who knew?
Mom,
With Walmart Plus, I can handle the rest. It's worth it.
you're beautiful, man. I see you, Carl.
An invitation to the feeling of a life well designed. The invitation to Lexus Summer Sales Event.
Boy, welcome back. Good to see you.
You too.
Football is life.
No, life is so much more than football.
Not as catchy, but true.
Yeah, smile for the camera.
Are you getting my real cheese side?
Every side is your real cheese side. Okay, cue the hand. Yes!
With no artificial colors or flavors, reach for the snack that smiles back. Goldfish.
Welcome back to Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. We're not far from downtown. Really nice night here in Chester. Inter Miami, a 2-1 lead over Philadelphia at packed Subaru Park. Very entertaining first half. Philadelphia took the lead. Miami came back to lead 2-1 at halftime. Supporter Cam is brought to you by Walmart. Tarps off. That's the trend, right? That man was doing. It's a really good crowd today. I think there's some belief back here in Philadelphia. Look, people are going to come out for Miami. They're going to come out for Leo Messi. They always do. The Philadelphia winners of 4 in a row since the World Cup break. Starting to get back that buzz that was here not a year ago. They're the defending Supporters Shield winners. Now trying to get back into playoff contention. You see the kits they're wearing right now. Those are their Philly kits. It's part of the Archive collection from Adidas. The cream, and then it's accented by the colors of every Philadelphia professional sports team. Of course, the Union with the Phillies, the Sixers, the Flyers, and the Eagles. You can get yours, MLSstore.com. Seeing quite a few of them around Subaru Park right now.
I think that's what Miami and Messi and Suarez are doing. They're trying to buy their Archive kits.
I think that's where they
Before
are.
come out in the second half.
Because they're not on the pitch right now.
No, weird. It's amazing.
It's crazy. So we will wait, as many are accustomed to doing. They took a long time in Nashville on Saturday. That, for the record, did not help them, as it was 1-1 at halftime in that game, and they lost 4-1. So now it's Philadelphia that are talking things through while waiting for Inter Miami. So what are these discussions of the Philadelphia Union of how to replicate the dominance of the early part of the first half as we enter the second half?
Well, I think it was positively brought to them by Ryan Richter and saying that, listen, we did some good things. We had some chances. We should have more than one goal. Now we've got to be a little bit cleaner in defending Messi and Suarez. But I think Philadelphia's got to come out in the second half and be on the front foot, be aggressive, and really try to squeeze Inter Miami. But I'll tell you what I would do, the ex-player in me, and not 16 years of commentating. If I was going up against a team that did this is disrespectful to me and my teammates. On the field. We haven't heard a lot of players talk about it publicly, but I actually did a little bit of research in the La Liga Barcelona days of Messi. They did this, and after about 2 years, the opposition played into it. They waited. So the players of the opposition, the whole thing is, Jake, you and I have been doing this for 3 years.
Look, I was motivated by it, whether they would say it or not. They scored 4 minutes into the half after waiting a similar amount of time in their building in Geodis Park on Saturday. That was 1-1. Kevin Sullivan watching Miami come out now. They are finally out there here. Suarez and Messi discussing, Damiani perhaps visualizing, and Philip Dujic, the referee, waits to get this second half underway. And now the second is underway at Subaru Park. Leading the Philadelphia Union 2-1, a matchup of the past 2 Supporter Shield winners in Major League Soccer. Philadelphia last year, Miami the year before. Last year's Supporter Shield winners. Philadelphia last year's MLS Cup winners. Inter Miami, at this point, Inter Miami are the ones in the Supporter Shield race. They are now 5 points behind Nashville. Philadelphia, after a difficult first half of the season, trying to get back into playoff contention. They are 5 points from the playoff line. Substitutions from either team at halftime. We talked a little bit about Philadelphia, motivate them and how they should come out. How about Miami? What's their message?
Cleaner in possession. You've got to be cleaner in possession. You can't lose possession as easily as they did. Just more cohesive when you lose possession. They can find the game. They're as good as
Again, it's Casemiro dropping in between the center backs in possession. Moment to throw.
So the Union are going to have to find and do something to get this crowd back into it, get the energy back into the building that you and I felt in the first 15, 20 minutes.
Yeah, it was rocking. That goal 10 minutes in, 11 minutes in. Miami quieted the crowd. with 2 goals, 5 minutes apart. 21st, 26th minutes. Pinter and Messi. They lead 2-1. Now it's Wagner for Philadelphia. And Kevin Sullivan, who's drifted over to the left as he is often tonight, gives away. Bright takes
Vamos,
away
Bright.
for Miami.
Vamos, Bright.
They have that vertical threat.
Besita.
So Bright's got to wait. Now slides it forward to Suarez. Yannick Bright will continue his run, but Pierre has that covered.
Well, that's where the Sofetti injuries have really hurt Miami, because those two were always a threat on the counter and in transition.
Bright charging for Blake. Called for
It felt like a late challenge for Bright on Blake. And usually when you challenge like this on a goalkeeper, it turns into a caution. But Blake wants to take the extra touch. I don't think it's as egregious as it looked. I think Bright tried to pull out of that. Actually, it was just Blake Flake to his feet. It's not Andrew Rick, backup goalkeeper for Philadelphia, who has got the league's championship earlier in the season. Goalkeeper has decent experience. Blake will continue. This is the win probability updated during the second half. Miami heavily favored with their 2-1 lead. Reminder: Philadelphia will favor at the beginning of this match. Wagner sends this in. Alaski let it run, but nobody was there except for Maxi Falcone, who sent away. Bueno, Jean-Jacques Pinter breaks it up. Frey knocks forward.
Falta.
Tumbling over. Oh.
Vamos. Lea. Vamos, Lea. Besito.
Messi leaves for Ian Frey. Big switch
Frey.
for Reguilon.
Reguilon. Oh. Reguilon.
Pierre recovered well to clear for Philadelphia. Now Sullivan over. Samiro driving forward. Sullivan cutting inside. Is fouled. Yellow card Reguilon. Set piece Philadelphia. They go quick. This is going to come back because the yellow card was out of the pocket of Philip Dujic. So Philadelphia will be able to take this set piece after Reguilon brings down Sullivan and is shown yellow.
It was disjointed at the beginning of the second half, and Jean-Jacques did a great job to win that ball and to get Kevin Sullivan out into the open. And then there's some space. Reguilon and Falcone had slid over early enough, and the yellow card rightfully given. But Jean-Jacques doing a great job to clean out that attack from Miami and get Philadelphia in space.
Pierre comes forward as it's probably a little far from a shooting opportunity.
Every set piece for Philadelphia has been dangerous. So my question would be, if it is at all indifferent on the distance, why not clip this to Pierre on the back post?
See what they try to do. Or will Wagner
Alaski
go for goal?
Wagner have been talking about this for...
Yeah, Wagner will have a hit. Oh, just wide. It was indeed not too far for a try. Kai Wagner was close.
Yeah, the only reason why they tried it though was the touch from Miloski. Kai Wagner in motion that direct, he couldn't hit this with enough pace to give Dane Sinclair something to think about. So Miloski with that little bit of touch gives Wagner a little bit of momentum. Good strike just wide of Dane Sinclair, Miami's goal.
Here, Jean-Jacques checks down to Damiani. Back to Harriel. And now Wagner. Bueno to Iloski. Over to Sullivan. Knotted down Westfield, back to Kevin Sullivan. He's going to have a go at Reggie Long, cuts it back. Kevin Sullivan to the byline and across. Not clear. Sean Shark, can he get the shot away? It's blocked. Vasilev trying to settle. Touches it over towards Wagner. Frey sliding in. Wheel now. Wagner again drives it across. Reggie Long heads out. This will be a deep throw from Philadelphia.
Well, I think there's going to be something checked. Whether or not there was a shot that hit the hand of the Miami defender that was on the ground. A great little individual play here. Kevin Sullivan his defender. But as the ball gets to the back post, Luan's on the ground. Does it hit his right hand that's in the air? I think that's what they're looking at. I don't know if I see it. I think I see the right foot of Luan. No, it hits the bottom of the calf from Ian Frey. I don't see anything definitive that hits the right arm of Luan.
This is close. It is being checked by David Berry, the video assistant referee. So the throw is being held for now. And no clear and obvious handball.
I have no problem trying to take your time on that one because the right hand was so close to the calf of Ian Frey.
There was a lot there.
How about Kevin Sullivan losing his defender, though? That's where they've got to get Vasilev and Kevin Sullivan a little bit more opportunity to get in behind.
Again, Philadelphia went back. This is starting to look like the beginning of the game as Sullivan sends it too far in front of Olowski. Look at that.
It hits the left calf of Ian Frey. Sean Jock has been really good at squeezing Miami. That's a difficult ball from Kevin Sullivan. Olowski likes the early ball, but it's got to be hit a little bit further away from Dayton St. Clair.
Olowski turning, cutting it back. Somehow still Olowski cleared away. Wagner, Vasilev. Back to Kai Wagner. Flipping it in. Zamiro heads away.
This is going to be close.
Kai Wagner was fouled.
Yeah, but
even outside of the area.
I don't know about that. I thought Kai Wagner's left foot was on top. I think that's inside the 18. My initial reaction was where the contact is made and where Kai Wagner is standing. I thought Kai Wagner's left foot was inside the 18 when he delivers his ball and Ian Frey leaves his feet. Yeah, that's close. That is extremely close. This one's going to be difficult to determine that. Kai Wagner delivers that ball. He's inside the 18. And keep in mind, if the tackle's on the line,
that's inside
the 18.
So another check.
The ball is on the outside, but where's the contact? It's not where the ball was delivered from. It's where the foul occurred. And they're going to really have to look at this to see where that contact is. Because after Kai Wagner hits the ball with his left foot, the left foot is inside the 18 by a yard.
The check continues. The call on the field outside the box. And a free kick. So hard to determine inside or out.
There's a look from behind the 18 that will give you a better idea of why this is very, very close. We've given you a couple of those looks, but there's one look that they look at with VAR
Kampichuan
So
na.
they have access to what we call the house cams. So the
Arası
cameras appear
Robben
just for the scoreboard here at Subaru Park. David Berry has access to
Çoran var.
this.
Ben koker çoran var. Mecine.
Look at the left foot of where Kai Wagner is. That's inside the 18. Wow, they're
Question
going to say
is clear and obvious, and the determination is no. So, just a free kick for Philadelphia. Two very close.
Oh my goodness.
Very close.
The first one was not a handball. That one, I think, was a lot closer than they made it seem.
Malofsky drives it.
It's Pierre near post.
What a ball from Milan Malofsky. Touched in by the Union. Level again. 2-2.
Ja.
I mean, this is a wonderful ball from Milowski.
Ja.
But now you got to determine, is Pierre in an offside position?
Olur Lavachenko'nun.
Brilliant with Case. Case can't get anywhere near that. But when you look at it, it's going to be very, very close. Now, was it clear and obvious that the right foot
Offside.
of Pierre is in an offside position? What a ball in.
Offside.
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 Philadelphia Union.
Offside.
Offside. Offside.
But they're going to have to take a very close look.
Offside.
When Alowski hits this, Pierre's right foot, it is very, very close.
Neil Pierre's third
Offside.
goal
Offside.
in just 5 games. Here's
Offside.
the look. I don't know how you can determine from this which will be the best angle.
Aferin offside.
The check
Nej.
is complete. The goal is
Eller
confirmed.
bak
And
aferin
usually
offside.
Neil Pierre at 6'7" on those set pieces, he's meant to out-jump everybody. This time he goes
Offside.
back, gets it, and puts it in. He is a weapon on set pieces. Level at Subaru Park. All that hand-wringing about a penalty or no penalty. Philadelphia said, we'll just take this into our own hands.
Well, we said it going into halftime. You're going to find out if that belief is real. I think we got that answer. Philadelphia's been first to every single 50-50 ball. Now look at this is where you got to look. Now obviously we want to freeze it when the ball's whipped in, but the right foot of Pierre is very, very close.
Milan Ilowski's 4th assist of the season. He now has 11 goal contributions in his last 8 MLS games, and Neil Pierre.
Great little touch for Pierre.
He didn't need to be 6'7" for that goal.
No, but he's just been so calm. I mean, he's 18. Here's another set piece, by the way. Miami with a high line. This could be trouble. If Dane Sinclair's got to have good command coming off his line here.
Now, this is Neil Pierre again. Big save. Ilowski gets the goal. He may have sacrificed himself to do so. The team's unstoppable on set pieces. Philadelphia leads 3-2.
Every set piece, they've been dangerous. Now, Kai Wagner is going to hit this ball. When he delivers the ball, it's the left foot of Pierre in an offside position. It's going to be very, very close, similar to the one that Ilowski just scored and whipped in for Pierre to get on the end of. But when Kai Wagner delivers the ball, it looks like, initial look, looks like Pierre is very close to being in an offside position. But the way VAR has looked at the game tonight, if it ain't definitive and it's not clear and obvious, they're not overturning anything.
Offside.
That's the first freeze. That left foot, so he's off. The left foot's off. Now, what you can't tell, and it's difficult, but at the 18 look, my initial thought was Pierre's left foot's in an offside position.
And this has been called, Philip Durich has been called to the monitor. So we have a video review. It's not at this moment. Everything's okay there. Orlovsky clearly onside by yards. It is the initial free kick. Neil Pierre's foot appears to be in an offside position.
Offside!
Walking offside, very walk tactic
To
position.
confirm, David Barry's been a busy man in Arlington, Texas the past few minutes.
Here's your answer.
The determination from Philip Durich.
Out there, Bruno. Philadelphia pointing to an offside.
Öyle açar şimdi.
So it's still 2-2. Twists and turns of this invigorating match. Miami's up against it now, though.
My initial thought was he was off. Whether he's off or not, Pierre does a wonderful job to even redirect that header to force Dayton St. Clair to make a save. But they are squeezing Miami. They went into halftime and said, there's no vertical threat. We're going to get after Miami. We're going to turn them over. And Harry-O and Pierre have done a really good job of keeping that high line. Now for Miami, get the ball into the feet of Suarez and Messi. Get control of the game through your possession.
The Matchday Live scores are presented by AT&T. Charlotte has now taken a 3-1 lead. Everything else
Kangas futbol var bak futbol seansı orası.
trying to take a 3-2 lead, which they thought they had a moment ago. Right heads away. Reguilón. Bodies converging. Pinter flicks it on. Pierre there for Philadelphia.
He's all over.
The corner. Philadelphia not easing up the pressure.
More importantly, it's got the crowd back into the game. But this 18-year-old center back, Neil Pierre, my word.
Spent the first half of the season on loan in the Danish second division.
Which begs the question, why?
Yeah, and, you know.
And he's come back with a chip on his shoulder, and he's come back trying to prove something here.
Philadelphia rectified that situation very quickly over the World Cup. Has returned.
I mean, this is Ian Frey just solely man-on-man against Pierre.
There might not be a player in Major League Soccer that can defend Neil Pierre in these moments. Player down inside the 6, and Philip Durich wants to have a chat. It's bright. Him and Damiani have really been going at it on these corners. And it's Damiani who will get a talking to from Philip Durich.
Damiani's been frustrated since missing the breakaway in the middle of this first half. Just feels a little desperate, doesn't it, defending from Miami in the moment?
Wagner to take this corner. Again, they're looking for Pierre, who again gets to it. Nobody on the end of the second.
Yeah, but if you're everybody else in Philadelphia, if the ball gets played over your head, you know Pierre's going to more than likely win it, so you've got to make that run in front of Dayton St. Clair. And Miami just can't get control of this game. This credit to Ryan Richter and Philadelphia to really changing the complexion of their defensive pressure.
Sullivan around Segovia over the Westfield. Westfield across. Another corner coming for Philadelphia.
And Kevin Sullivan doing a good job switching the point of attack. Westfield felt like with Ilosky coming over with a short one, maybe the ball to the back post was a better idea. But again, I go back to my point. If it's delivered over your head, as a Union player, don't give up on the play. Run directly in front of the goalkeeper so you can still be a part of the play. Pierre's going to win his 50-50 ball given an opportunity to.
Nobody could get on the end of that driven corner by Kai Wagner. And now the first change of this match will be made by Ryan Richter and Philadelphia as Quinn Sullivan will enter for Indiana Vasilevsky, who will open the scoring tonight in the 11th minute. Quinn Sullivan, a 22-year-old homegrown, the older brother of Kevin, missed almost 10 months with a torn right ACL, suffered late last September. Returned right after the World Cup break, making his 5th straight substitute appearance in MLS play. He started 2 of their 3 Leagues Cup games as he is returning to full match fitness from that injury.
Yeah, but getting him back full fitness is like gaining a new player.
He's so good and so important for.
I mean, it's like they just signed a new player and getting Quinn Sullivan back because he gives them a different element. He gives them versatility, but he gives them quality in the final third.
9 assists last year, 20 the past 2 combined. Between him, Kai Wagner, Neil Pierre, it's quite an injection of fresh faces. We're all well known.
Vamos, Leo. Oh! 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 Ah! Vamos!
Ay, per Inter.
In this stadium, including myself,
Oh!
pass except him. Not a single person saw this. And listen, Pinter more than likely would have been called back in an offside position. But the vision, it's not the second layer, third layer, it's the 4th layer. Just, it's unreal. It's also a pass that's played to Pinter that it can hit first time. You know, how often do you see players try to play that pass and it's hit at a pace where then your teammate's got to take 2 or 3 touches to regain it? That one is messy.
Brady with Hahn battling. Shot Damiani there. Miami. Major League Soccer would like to take a moment to acknowledge the devastating impact of the earthquake in Colombia. Our thoughts are with all of those affected. As emergency relief and recovery efforts take place, visit redcross.org/MLS to learn more.
Vamos.
Devastating earthquakes in Colombia, also earlier in Venezuela. A wonderful article in the Miami Herald by the great Michelle Kaufman detailing Segovia and what he did, the humanitarian work he did in his native Venezuela during the World Cup break. Many of his teammates off on vacation. Segovia went to help out. And your help is needed in both Colombia and Venezuela. Again, redcross.org/MLS.
Rachari.
Ilosky leaves it. Sullivan back to Milwaukee. St. Cloud save. Coming out of the foul. It's blocked. Watchalong and St. Clair combining to keep the enemy level.
Wasted opportunities. If Philadelphia doesn't win this game, they're going to look at these wasted opportunities. Ilosky has to finish that, especially when you've got Jean-Jacques directly 3 yards to your right where you touch it to him, it's in. If you take the opportunity, if you're selfish in the moment, you've got to finish it. Dane St. Clair with his second big save of this game.
These are the types of saves. Dane St. Clair did not really make before the World Cup break. These are the type of saves that won Dane St. Clair Goalkeeper of the Year last year while playing for Minnesota United. It's why Miami brought him to their team. And he is keeping Miami in this game. If not for Dane St. Clair, they would be down multiple goals right now.
Fighter! Puta!
This exclusive NetCam replay is brought to you by AT&T.
And listen, Dane St. Clair wasn't great in the early part here, and ultimately it cost them the starting job with Canada in the World Cup. But the mistakes that Rios Novo made over the past couple of weeks, you knew Dane St. Clair was going to look at this second opportunity as a real chance. He has been really good tonight.
Noah Allen, David Ashon, enter, Sergio Reguilon, Velasco Segovia leave. The first two changes from Guillermo Oils tonight. Allen gave it away, Jean shot, and was fouled.
Alright, թեյվը մի խաղացեք, են թեյվով խաղացեք, ընդեղ են ձեր ֆուտբոլիստները։
Westfield quickly forward, Quinn Sullivan trying to get on the end.
Right there.
Sullivan fouls
Right there.
phone.
Robin.
Given away by
Right.
Bueno. It was there if he could have touched it past Lujan, but he was unable to. Now
Mama.
finds
There.
Messi, who has seen barely any of the ball in the second half.
Mama.
Ariel sends
Mama.
it out for a throw. Philadelphia outshooting Miami 16-4 tonight. 7-1 in the second half. They have controlled the vast majority of this match, outside of maybe the second part of the first half. Dominated from the opening whistle, dominating this entire second half, but still only level. Sullivan hit that way too early. Nobody was there. And it's right into Dane St. Clair. Casemiro, smart, left it for Frey.
Mama Leo.
Leaves it for Messi.
Mama.
Ashala. Daniel Pinter. David Ashala. Noah Allen. Drives it across to Casemiro. Over to Messi. Messi.
Mama. Fighter. Puta. Mama. Mama. Mama Leo. Mama.
I mean, Messi cuts him. Kai Wagner's got to be very, very fortunate to leave here without a yellow.
Yellow.
No yellow card.
No
Yellow card.
Yes. Kai Wagner dodges one there because the way Messi cuts him. And there's a couple Union fans on the Jumbotron here showing an Emmy for the dive from Lionel Messi, but in my opinion, Wagner got him.
They didn't like the call here. Doesn't matter. Messi had a chance a couple yards closer from a similar angle in the first half. That one went into the wall. And now again, this time, maybe 23 yards from Andre Blake.
Yeah, I mean, this is
גול תחפש, הייתה.
the first half. There's enough for Messi to get it up over the wall.
מוטיקה כאן.
It's Messi again. It's in the
זה סתמל מוטיקה כאן.
over to Falcone. Allen, bright little nutmeg. Suarez.
Baba.
Bright. Bueno. Sullivan.
Falta.
Going to the back of Max.
Baba.
Falcone. Damiani turning into space. Ilofsky. Ilhan running with. Ilofsky cuts it back. Ilofsky sliding. Kevin Sullivan. Oh, what a chance.
Just too many chances. I mean, Damiani does a wonderful job to get Ilofsky in behind. And Milan Ilofsky does a real good job of dragging Luan to the side. He plays it to the right foot of Kevin Sullivan, who just scuffs it. So many opportunities for Philadelphia to run away with this game at home. And how many times in his career does Messi just need a half a chance at the end of the game to steal 3 points?
Chance after chance. A goal called back correctly after video review for offside. It's still 2-2. Still everything up for grabs. The final 11 minutes and added time of this game.
Առաջ կան սպասնում, որ նրանք կան, արա։
Better for Miami now. Chance to get on the ball a little bit. Chances have been rare in this second half. Westfield a touch.
Baba.
With Ashala inside. Easy
Yeah, but Ashala's got to be careful here. You don't want to lose your shape.
It's close. Blake got it away. Damiani. Jean-Jacques clip over towards Ulowski, too far. St. Clair will settle.
Vamos, Lea.
Messi, the 18.
Vamos.
Pierre defending.
Vamos.
Play on.
Vamos. Vamos. Oh. Ah. Ah. Vamos. Vamos.
Pierre doing a good job to try to hold off Messi, to get Messi in his normal way, finds the ball, finds the look. Just out of the reach of Watchalong.
Two changes to Ryan Richter. Legend Alejandro Bedoya will enter for Jesus Bueno. And Ezekiel Alado comes on for Bruno Damiani.
Alejandro
Change in the midfield. as Philadelphia search for a winner. They've had more than enough chances to find it, but it's still 2-2. Jean-Jacques chest down Quinn Sullivan.
He's been so good in this second half.
Quinn Sullivan hits it right into Frey. It'll be a throw for Philadelphia. Quinn Sullivan again. Frey takes it away. Oh, Casemiro.
Vamos, Leo! Leo! Leo!
With Nathan Harriel defending. What a good job from Nathan Harriel. The flag was raised. Messi was offside. But Harriel defended that so well.
It was so genius, though. There hasn't been a single run like this from Leo Messi the entire game, from Inter Miami for that part. And Casemiro had seen it. Now, we didn't see definitively if he was in an offside position because he's in his own half. But what a run. Better defending from Harriel because Messi had him.
Sullivan, a shala high into the air. Throw for Philadelphia. Kevin Sullivan playing alongside his brother Quinn, getting significant minutes with each other now. You figure that's going to only increase as the season goes on, as Quinn returns to fitness. Nifty flick. Kevin with a chance to cross. Oh, Alado missed it. It was there for him. And the foul called on Alado for crashing into Falcone.
I mean, cheeky from Jacques to get this in behind for Kevin Sullivan. I mean, Alado going all out to try to get to him. Falcone just kind of getting in the way. But my word, this game, there's got to be one goal left in this game. You can feel it. The way Philadelphia's on the front foot, they smell it. And yet, Miami, time and time again, can somehow pull something out of nothing. They almost had it with a Messi breakaway. Coming into the game, in the first 4 games, under Ryan Richter, they scored 10 goals. 5 of those were after the 73rd minute. Jake, for some reason, Philadelphia, their beliefs come at the end of games.
Last time they were here in MLS play, it was a
right?
winner, yeah. Down 2-1, well, they were up 2-0. But it was 2-1 in the 96th minute, and they scored twice, minutes apart, to steal a win. Alado, a spectacular winner, 7 minutes into added time in that game. This Philadelphia team certainly believes all the way until the end. And you know Miami does as well. The best assist of the match is presented by Lowe's. Our members score more.
Great assist. Timely assist, too. Was it a penalty on the tackle on Kai Wagner? VAR said no, so free kick just outside the 18, and Orlowski delivers just a dangerous ball for Pierre to tap in. Jean-Jacques been brilliant in this second half.
Driving forward into Alado. Lost it. Frey holds off Jean-Jacques and is fouled.
Well, Alado's the most expensive signing in Philadelphia Union history, and you still are waiting for those moments. Cleaner touches, he's come in, he's a big body, but he's got to be a little bit more collected with his body and his touches so then players can play off of him. Oh, what a turn.
Alowski was a drag. He says he was pulled out. Oh, boy. Two-handed shot.
Yellow card.
To the chest of Falcone.
Puta.
A yellow to Alowski, who was upset. He thought Falcone fouled him and pulled him down. Philip Dujic thought it was just a slip.
Yeah, but this is what Falcone does to you. You've got to be better if you're Alowski. Is this a foul? Debatable. It's not close enough. Falcone is going to try to get under your skin. You cannot let it happen. And that comes from Alowski missing a breakaway. That comes from the missed opportunities. That's the frustration settled in there. Falcone's still talking to Orlovsky. If you're Orlovsky, you just got to move away. But this is what, if you're Falcone, this is exactly what you want. Get under the player's skin.
Yep. He's been doing that his entire career, and certainly anyone that's been watching Inter Miami for the past 2 seasons know that is his MO, that is his game. And he drew a yellow card on Milan Orlovsky in that moment. Oh, it works out to Kevin Sullivan. Inter from behind fouls Sullivan. Another set piece for Philadelphia.
Remember, it's from this distance on the other side. Orlovsky touched it for Wagner to hit it. How does Wagner touch it for Orlovsky to hit it?
He can strike it well. We've seen that tonight. Orlovsky's free kick, 58th minute, leveled this game. Headed in by Neil Pierre. They had another goal on a set piece called back for offside. Now it's fine. They're clipping it. They were looking for Bedoya. Casemiro read that, backpedaled and broke it up. Philadelphia get right back on it. Ashala sends it out for a throw. Pierre staying forward.
Mama!
Takes it off him pretty easy.
Mama!
Ashala.
Leah!
Here comes Miami.
Vamos, Leah!
Messi to Pinter. Aerial tracking.
Inter de tu Messi.
This is actually better for Miami. Take the steam out of the game where it's in transition and trying to have a spell possession.
Mama!
Suarez pops it back to
Alex!
drives it across. Pierre there to head away. Nobody in the middle for Miami. Sullivan can touch and go.
Mama!
Beyond Bright, it does not work.
Ah.
Pierre is holding on to his head. He headed that ball away that was driven in by Noah Allen and stayed on his knees. So Philip Dujic has stopped play for the potential head injury. Goal and an assist tonight for Leo Messi, the secondary assist of Miami's first. Neil Pierre, the scorer of the goal that leveled this game. So here's a look.
Oh, the ref rightfully so. You see a player grab his head. He needs to be assessed. But 3 goals in 5 games for Neil Pierre. He's been really solid since Ryan Richter in Philadelphia brought him back.
He scored 4 and 8 in Denmark. I mentioned his lower to the second division. Remarkable. He has 7 goals in 13 games across 2 continents this calendar year. And he's going to have to get assessed on the sideline, as there'll be a minimum of 9 minutes of added time. And depending on when this ball's put back into play, it could go beyond that. So Pierre will go through the assessment.
Philadelphia is down a man until the referee allows him to come on, and he's just waiting for Neil Pierre back on.
So back 11v11. In added time now, 2-2. Philadelphia and Inter Miami. An incredibly entertaining match so far. Philadelphia, the vast majority of the chances, but Miami trying to find a go-ahead goal now. Casemiro clipping it in. Pierre again heads away. Westfield steps up and still makes its way to Pinter. Bright over to Frey. Frey sliding it towards Suarez. Harriel had it covered.
Oh, vamos.
Right to Allen, who has some time and space. Allen off of Bedoya, who blocked it. Allen pressuring Westfield.
Oh.
Throw for Philadelphia. Jean-Jacques into Ilowski. Wagner and Quinn Sullivan. Floating it to Bedoya, knocking it forward, but Allen was there. Quinn Sullivan wins it back. Over to his brother Kevin. Kevin, defended by Noah Allen, has to go back to Bedoya. Allen steps forward. Bedoya and Jean-Jacques combined to take it off of Suarez. Sullivan there as well. Blake just sending forward. Falcone heads it back to Sinclair.
That's got to be more of a challenge for Aladell. The whole reason of him coming into the game is to be someone to play off of. And you've got your goalkeeper delivering a perfect ball, and yet Aladell can't even jump to challenge that ball. He just threw
Yellow card.
an elbow at him.
Puta.
Yellow is what's shown to Ezekiel Alado.
Puta.
As he went past Falcone, that arm went up into the face of Falcone.
I mean, the elbow goes up into the face and to the jaw of Falcone. Now, people at home, people watching this will say, well, was it really strong? And still doesn't matter. Any shot to the face, how often have you and I seen cards given for different reasons? Not as egregious, but this is where the referee and I think VAR are going to say, wasn't that egregious? He hit his chest at his head.
Yeah, the replay, a little less contact than.
Yeah, but any shot to the head, you bring red card into the equation very quickly.
It's dangerous.
And there's no
game,
reason
for sure. Yeah, it's a risk, but it's only yellow for Alado. Falcone has gotten under Philadelphia's skin. That is clear. He has drawn a couple over the past 10 minutes. First Ilowski, now Alado. And back into play. 3.5 minutes of the minimum 9 remaining in added time. Frey, right at Jean-Jacques. Clever little touch to Quinn Sullivan. Alejandro Bedoya gets it over to Kai Wagner. Kevin Sullivan touch on to Wagner.
Falco, it's possible.
Wagner floats it in. Casemiro heads away. Philadelphia go quick. Wagner, Ilowski, Sinclair will catch.
Ja, nej, ni China lägger eller? Ja, då tullar det.
Hinter down, holding onto his head. Miami will have a restart. A pair of division battles this week is on Friday Night Baseball. It's Junior Caminero and the first place Tampa Bay Rays take on the Baltimore Orioles at 7 Eastern. And then at 8, Corey Seager and the Texas Rangers host Mike Trout at the Los Angeles Angels. Full coverage on Apple TV on Friday night. Pinter helped out. We'll go through the assessment and we'll be leaving this game because David Ruiz is getting ready to enter for Inter Miami. One have room for another. Ruiz on, Pinter off for the final minutes of this game. 1 minute left in the minimum 9. We can certainly go beyond that. As Casemiro was going for goal, he saw Blake off his line and he sends it way over and into the crowd. Ambitious from Casemiro, also just given right back to Philadelphia. Perhaps Miami is content with a draw. Philadelphia have been pushing to try to find a winner. They've had so many chances in the second half. They thought they had a go-ahead goal, was called back for offside. Kevin Sullivan over to Kai Wagner. Wagner over, hits it. A deep Miami throw coming. That ball did not go out for a goal kick.
I mean, there was still, probably 90 seconds more because of injuries and subs happened in this extra time. So,
yeah, I think so. It will go at least to 10, but it's up to Filip Dujic.
Not often do you see Kai Wagner miss an opportunity to deliver a dangerous ball in.
Falcone wins the header. Jean-Jacques Westfield. Sullivan, that one right to Messi.
Mama! Lea!
Take advantage. Pierre sends
Ara the Kaka Elia taka bunsul kanazal lesana.
Mama!
Yeah, but just great
Mama.
recognition from Pierre to understand that you've got to be aggressive, and if you are, you have to win the ball.
St. Clair sends forward. Still playing. More than 10 minutes of added time. Alado trying to hold off Ashala and then give it
Mama.
away. Right to Bright. Now Suarez.
Mama.
To Ruiz. Alado back defending. Wins a throw. Probably the final chance for Philadelphia to come forward and find a winner. Wagner, Jean-Jacques leaves. Kai Wagner cuts it back to Quinn Sullivan. Sullivan goes down. Play continues. And then Sullivan getting into it. This game has completely lost it. It was on the edge the past 15 minutes or so.
I didn't see anything there, but just out of your screen, Ian Frey steps on top of Quinn Sullivan.
Yeah, the young Kevin Sullivan is not shy of a confrontation. We've seen that many times this year. And all this will get checked by David Barry to make sure nothing rose to the level of a red card.
The assistant referee on this side came over and was having a conversation with Dane St. Clair.
Now he's talking to Philip Duriage.
So I don't know what the conversation was.
Philip Duriage is going to show a yellow card to Quinn Sullivan.
Yeah, here's the question. The question was, I think Yannick Bright and Kevin Sullivan are sent off because they both connected with semi-punches or blows to each other's face. And that's ultimately what it was. Now, we showed you the yellow card that was given to Quinn Sullivan. But when they reviewed and looked at it, both Yannick Bright and Kevin Sullivan connected on punches, pushes to the face, whatever it is. Thus, the red card to both players.
So, Yannick Bright and Kevin Sullivan have been sent off, and you saw that confrontation that those two got into. Quinn Sullivan showed a yellow card.
Yeah, I'm not totally sure Quinn Sullivan doesn't throw a punch at Ian Frey on the ground.
They're still looking at it to make sure.
Yeah, I think that's what Dane St. Clair was talking about. So watch Yannick Bright.
This is the dual red
and
cards.
Kevin Sullivan.
Yeah, right
so this is the dual watch. There's a hit there from Yannick Bright.
You saw one kind of maybe fist or at least a hand go forward.
Yeah.
Didn't see much from Kevin Sullivan. I was
No, I
maybe
think Kevin's
his
was
hand just
before that, exactly.
a little too high.
It was,
Right.
yes. When Quinn Sullivan flips Ian Frey to the ground, when he's on the ground, I actually think he throws a punch.
That's what they're looking at now. They continue to check that. So their VAR is confirming the two red cards and also checking for a potential third red card.
I mean, Yannick Bright grabs the neck of Quinn Sullivan when he's on the ground. So that could be what that was for.
Yeah.
And Kevin Sullivan returned the favor to Yannick Bright.
There's a lot to sort through here, as there often are with scuffles like this. The game is over, so all this has been cleared, and here's just another look at it.
See, it's
I'm a little surprised he blew the whistle. You?
At that point, you probably just ended, right? We've gone way too far into
What's
this
up,
game.
bitch?
And it was an entertaining night in Philadelphia. The points are split. Philadelphia will regret their missed chances. It ends 2-2, Inter Miami and the Philadelphia Union. And it ends with a major scuffle that has two players sent off, which will not affect tonight, but will affect the next match for both of these teams. Philadelphia will have Kevin Sullivan unavailable at Austin on Saturday. Miami will be without Yannick Bright versus Toronto on Saturday. They're all friends now. Once the final whistle blows. Neil Pierre scored the equalizer for Philadelphia. who had so many chances to find a go-ahead goal, what would have been a winner. They were unable to. But this is the player of the match. A goal and an assist. The greatest play of the game, Wales.
And a heavy heart, heavy mind, having lost his father a couple of weeks ago. Didn't have a ton to do in the game, but had the critical touches and critical plays. Tying assist for Pinter, and then the go-ahead goal that eventually turns out to be 1 point for both Philly and Miami.
Well, there's a lot to sort through. There's a lot to break down. We'll do all that when we return from Subaru Park. Miami 2, Philadelphia 2, the final.
We've all been there. See one of these kiosks, and you can't help but stop and try to find your name on a keychain. Unfortunately, that's how it is with some insurers. They'll send you on a scavenger hunt just to get the help. But you can always count on